Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 Local News for Thursday, September 26th, 2024. A suspect arrested in connection with a Yucca Valley homicide has been released, and the charges against him have been dropped. Brian Hall, a 42-year-old resident of Yucca Valley, was arrested early Sunday morning for investigation into the murder of an as-yet unidentified victim. The San Bernardino County District Attorney's Office declined to file charges against Hall, saying that they had insufficient evidence. Douglas Poston, the supervising deputy district attorney with the DA's Morongo Basin office, said, quote, Hall was not charged at this time, but there is no statute of limitation that would prevent the DA from charging him with murder later. On Saturday morning at around 9:45 a.m., the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department received a request for a welfare check at a home in the 57,500 block of Redondo Street in Yucca Valley. Upon arrival, they reported finding a deceased male at the home. The victim has yet to be officially identified by the county coroner. Christine Banville, a relative of the victim, says that she made the request for the welfare check that Saturday morning. She told Z107.7 that she visited the home on Redondo Street again at 1:45 p.m., at which point she saw Hall in the yard of the home, prompting her to call 911 again and request an immediate response from the Sheriff's Department. Branville identified the victim as Stephen Stoneking. The Sheriff's Department confirmed that Stephen Stoneking was reported missing on September 19th, but declined to identify him as the victim of the homicide. A woman was arrested in Landers on Friday for firing a gun with gross negligence. On Friday at around 5:30 p.m., San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies with the Morongo Basin Station say that Cheryl Carpenter, 60, called 911. Deputies responded to a home in the 60,500 block of Stearman Road in Landers, and while there they determined that Carpenter fired a gun in a dangerous fashion. Carpenter was taken into custody, and a handgun was recovered from the scene. No injuries were reported. Cheryl Carpenter was arrested on suspicion of willfully discharging a firearm with gross negligence and was booked into the West Valley Detention Center on $75,000 bail. She is facing one felony charge. For nearly 50 years, a small building out near Sunfair has been the home of the Joshua Tree No-Kill Shelter, the only private shelter in the Morongo Basin that focuses on finding a home for every single dog and cat they rescue. After decades of struggling with space and outdoor facilities, the shelter has broken ground on an expansion that will act as a more comfortable, temporary home for pets as they await their permanent one. Online news editor Robert Hayden was at the groundbreaking yesterday and picks up the story from here.
The humble but friendly building has special significance for animal lovers as it's the only privately owned no-kill animal shelter in the Morongo Basin, and countless numbers of dogs and cats have passed through its doors and into the homes of high desert residents looking to level up their lives with a four-legged friend. Angel's out here 7 days a week fostering animals and adoptions and taking care of the residents, some of which live out here permanently. For her and the furry friends she keeps, today is more than just a groundbreaking.
So we're finally going to be able to have the dogs in comfortable kennels, areas where they can at least be comfortable to hang out. They'll have outdoor runs where they can be indoor as well, so cool temperatures during the summer, just to keep them nice and comfortable. So it's going to change their world a ton.
Since the pandemic, animal shelters across the county have been at capacity, with adoptions way down and animal abandonment rates way up. For people like Angel who see the problem firsthand, it's just simple math.
So when you're purchasing pets, that's another pet in a shelter that's being euthanized. It's, plain and simple. If we can't take in more here, to rescue, because somebody bought from a breeder, we get plenty of purebred dogs, so do the shelters. So whenever they're not taken from rescues or the kill shelters and they're purchased from breeders, and that's, more spaces in the kennels that are being used up for euthanasias.
The county has shelters of its own, but with numbers up everywhere, private nonprofits like the Joshua Tree No-Kill Shelter are a valuable resource in the fight to keep pet overpopulation down. 3rd District Representative Don Rao was at the groundbreaking and spoke to the importance of not only supporting shelters, but taking personal pet responsibility seriously.
When you commit to owning an animal, understand what that commitment means. I believe it starts with spaying and neutering. I know that is something that the shelter board shares also, but to try to keep that animal population down and manageable so that all of these animals can find loving homes.
While Phase 1 focuses on dogs, the second phase will include a new admin office, which will also have a shelter and quarantine space for cats and kittens. And while construction has begun, the shelter is still operating out of the same small building, and they could use your help with donations of supplies, money, or time. Here again is Angel.
Adoptions are slower than ever. We have over 50 dogs on our waiting list right now, well over 40 cats. These last 3-4 years, we're seeing 50 to 60 adoptions a year, and we used to average 200 to 300 a year.
If you want to help out with donations or an adoption, check out the shelter's new revamped website at joshuatreenokillshelter.org. You can see a longer version of this story along with some photos at our website, Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
Rubber ducks reign this weekend as the Center for Healthy Generations holds their 20th annual Rubber Ducky fundraiser on Saturday night. The fun includes silent auctions, wine tasting, hors d'oeuvres, desserts, and dancing to the music of Tommy Dodson. You can purchase a rubber duck for $20 at the center or on their website, and each duck is a chance to win at one of the many drawings to be held throughout the night, one of which includes a $500 grand prize. This is the Center for Healthy Generations' 20th annual Rubber Ducky fundraiser. The fun begins Saturday at 5:30 p.m. at the Center for Healthy Generations, located at 57121 Sunny Slope Drive in Yucca Valley. In honor of Public Lands Day, this Saturday is the 9th annual cleanup at Giant Rock. Reporter Gabriel Hart has the full details on how to join in the fun, cleaning up the legendary Motherstone and the surrounding area.
Giant Rock is looking better than ever, but the community needs your help to keep it that way. Spend your morning tending to the rock and surrounding land on Saturday at 9 a.m. or get an adventurous head start by camping out the night before on Friday starting at 3 p.m. The cleanup at Giant Rock is made possible by Positional Projects, BLM Barstow, Blight Sites, the Desert Cleanse Project, the Element Society, High Desert Keepers, the Landers Homestead Valley Organization, and the Mojave Desert Land Trust. Cleanup crews will be posted at the Giant Rock south side on the concrete pad, former site of the Van Tassel Family Cafe. Park close to the ridge and well south of that pad to keep room for equipment and cleanup vehicles. The day will begin at 9 a.m. with a blessing by Kauai and Serrano Elder Kim Marcus. Bring plenty of drinking water, as the water on site is not potable and is used for pressure washing. Stay for a complimentary lunch following the work from the Landers $5 Pizza Place and Yucca Valley's grocery outlet. Organizers are urging attendees to RSVP so they can acquire a head count for supplies. For a link to RSVP, please visit the story at Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Gabriel Hart.
For the past 25 years, the Morongo Basin Orchid Festival has celebrated the beauty of the unique flower while supporting the mission of local nonprofits. The Morongo Basin Orchid Festival returns next weekend, but tomorrow on the Z107.7 Up Close show, host Gary Daigneault will talk with Chris Gubler of Gubler Orchids about the blooms, the business, the contributions, and the remarkable success of the event. It's all about the Orchid Festival on the Up Close show tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. here on Z107.7. And finally, the 29 Palms High School Lady Cat volleyball teams hosted the Coachella Valley High School teams last night, but came up short for the wins. The junior varsity volleyball team lost in 2. Haley Stevenson had 1 ace, 1 kill, and 5 assists. In varsity action, the Cats battled hard but lost in 4. Senior Jenica Silvas put down 10 kills head, 3 ace serves, 6 assists, 1 block assist, and solid defense with 24 digs. Freshman Eva Tilley had 4 kills, 1 ace serve, 1 block assist, and 7 digs. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear about news happening, let us know. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm Jeff Harmetz.